They weren't even super soldiers.
Whosoever hears this audio, if they be worthy, shall possess the inside human and superhuman abilities of the world's mightiest metahumans. Accompanying this journey of high quality nerd commentary, we got my man Colton, aka Pizza Parker. Talk to the people.
You already know it's your boy Colton, aka Black Then Falcon, aka the nigga soldier, aka the Dipset warrior, aka I'll be flying in the sky, nigga. I'm just Jetbird, the nigga plane. You feel me?
Jetbird. And we also have the greatest engineer in the entire multiverse, my man Gas. Say what's up.
What's up? What's up?
And it's your boy Dennis, aka Old Dirty Dennis, aka Captain Canarsie, aka the Mill Basin Soldier, aka I studied at Wing Fu like my son Falcon. You feel me? He was on the 4th, I was on the 3rd. You heard? So welcome to another issue of the Mighty Metahumans, where we're gonna be covering that last Disney Plus project, Falcon The Winter Soldier. You know what I mean? How you fellas feeling?
Well, I'm feeling great.
Feeling great. How about you guys? You good?
Pretty good.
Yeah. All right. So
how are you?
I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling.
There you go.
That's what's up. We out here watching
we're watching the first
jet
episode.
Plane nigga.
Yeah.
Nigga Bird.
Nigga Bird is my favorite.
That's what we'll call him. I call him Jet Bird I call him Nignog the Jet Plane. Cause like technically he's like a jet fighter nigga.
Yeah, man.
That's all he is. But that shit is
he
lit.
nice with it though.
He be wilding like right now.
Like his
nigga kind of a super soldier.
Yeah, his timing is crazy.
That's wild though. But yeah.
So, all right. So So just to start it out,
crazy into it, we're gonna talk about general consensus, right?
Yeah.
So I'll go first.
Go first.
As I said earlier to you guys, like it's a show that happened. Like it's not a diss.
Yeah.
Like in this case, it's not a diss.
Okay.
But it is a show that happened, and I enjoyed the parts like this where like he's fighting Batroc and shit, and like he's fucking wilding with the fucking jet wings, fighting niggas on top of trains, and even beyond that, when he was fighting on top of planes and trains and shit, and buses and nigga wilding in the streets, like flying and shit, like that shit is hard. Like I fuck with it, a hard body, but it didn't. I don't know. It didn't touch me.
It wasn't like a long-standing type thing.
No, this is like what the second, third show they put out.
Yeah,
second.
Loki's coming out soon, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so like this second show, and out of the 2 shows so far, this is probably in terms of action sequences, it's probably better.
Of course.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah,
but
I agree.
This is what this is for, though.
That's all it's for. Yeah, and I agree. But like the fix that I needed, I got.
Yeah.
But if I was looking for more, it's not here. I'm like, it's not here. That's it. That's how I felt.
Yeah. So for me, I kind of, you know what it's like? It's kind of like superhero Lethal Weapon.
I feel that.
It's literally what it is.
That's hilarious. That's true.
You paired them 2 together. They yell at each other. They argue. Yeah. It's basically a buddy cop show for 6 episodes. It doesn't really move the needle too crazy, aside from, in the finale is we get the new Captain America.
True.
But it's not like world changing. It's not like what we got from WandaVision.
I mean, there's some world changing scenes.
I mean, yeah. I just feel like.
I mean, we'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to that. I won't jump too far into it. Just my general. Just
generally,
I enjoyed it and it was cool. Like it wasn't like, oh my god, but it was cool.
Because it is world changing technically when you think about the ending and how it happens. Like we know there's a new Captain America now, but like I do get what you're saying. But let's get into the breakdown. Let's get into the actual breakdown.
Yeah. Okay. So standout scenes. Give me one. Give me 1 or 2.
The Zemo cut. We gotta talk about the Zemo cut. We gotta talk about the Zemo cut. Like the Zemo moves and the come on with this. Them snaps, nigga, and then just the fucking groove. But even just in general, Baron Zemo in general, like
I like his character. I've always liked this character.
It's amazing, but we'll actually talk about that later. But yeah, that's a good standout scene.
Give me something else.
Ooh, Bucky and Sam fighting in the club. Well, the Winter Soldier, quote unquote, getting activated by Zemo. and having to whoop the nigga's ass in the club.
Yeah,
I really like that scene. OD also.
All right,
what
so
about you?
Let me give you one. One of my favorites, easy, is the Dora Milaje pulling up.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And smoking fucking
everybody.
fake Captain America's.
All of them.
All of them, but especially fake.
Him.
Yo, they took his shield, my nigga. Like that's
and then she hit the Captain America kick up.
Yeah. And to make it worse, his line, even the way he delivered it.
Yeah.
Yo, they don't even have powers.
They don't even have powers, bro. I was getting they were just out.
Up. Yeah. That was mad hard to me.
Because trained as fuck.
Io,
taking Bucky's arm off, like fuck out of here, nigga.
That was one of my other favorites.
You bitch ass nigga.
Another favorite for me, I would say, just seeing Sam being his ingenuity with the wings.
Yeah.
Like he really, like his combat style with the wings is really dope.
He be moving crazy.
I feel like
that's
one of the highlights.
We actually watching the scene right now.
Yeah,
one of the best scenes, the intro scene.
That's one of my favorite things. Was they really showed how dope he can be with the wings. Like he got a chance to really show it off, and I thought it was really cool.
2 seconds.
Yeah,
just flying out type.
Facts.
Yeah, like you really got to see what he can do.
A random scene that I'd like was niggas playing catch with the shield.
Oh
him and Bucky.
Yeah,
playing catch with the shield and having a conversation. Like, I like that shit. I actually like that shit. I like that conversation too, because I felt like we'll probably get into this later, but I felt like when they could have been more political in certain parts, but at that part they did pretty good.
Yeah.
But yeah.
See, this was good. This was good. He was really doing this thing. That's what I mean by ingenuity. Like he was really doing a great job.
What else? What's another good scene?
I definitely enjoyed the fight scene with Fake Cap versus Bucky and Falcon.
Oh yeah, hell yeah! With US Agent. Agent was going crazy against them niggas, man.
He was wilding out.
He was wilding the fuck out. Even the scene where US Agent came and helped them when they was on the train.
Oh yeah.
Like that was a cool intro. He was kind of schmoving. I was like, he's kind of schmoving.
Fun nigga with no powers. He was kind of holding it down a little bit. You know what I mean?
Right now, even though he got a little fucked up towards it.
He had the little gun with him. He had the little revolt. Not the revolt. He had the 45 on him. He had
the 40 on him. He had to let some shits off.
I got the cal on me.
I had the cal on me. So act up, and you gonna have to. And then Carly kicked him in the fucking chest, like right off the fucking
literally
off the van. That shit was amazing. That was a good scene too. What else? Sam's training montage.
That was ill. That was dope. Ill. I feel like that's the first time like they showed how a person has to practice with the shield. Because when Cap got it, he was just natural.
Yeah,
like, he was just with the shits. Like they showed him practice how to hit it off angles and catch the shit.
I also think these montages kind of only work when somebody's human. Because the last good montage, well, I can't say the last good montage we got, but a person that has really good montages is Tony Stark. Because he has like him building his suit, him testing the suit, him figuring out that shit is good.
Iron Man 1 is one of my favorites.
Which is why I think that them showing Sam really training with the fucking shield was like a very important like moment. And it was like a good moment. And it was a good scene.
Yeah, it was really good. Okay, so since we're I think we kind of covered a lot of good scenes. Let's talk about character progression. Yeah, one of the biggest ones is Bucky.
Mm-hmm.
His character progression, because I mean, when you factor in his story was told from Captain America 1, then they continued it in The Winter Soldier, and then they continued it in Civil War.
Definitely.
And then this is kind of like the aftermath of all of that.
That's a fact.
So
with Bucky, I believe that he got his true redemption.
Okay.
Like he has realized his true redemption in this. And if Marvel takes back on this, I'll never forgive them. Like if they bring him back to being sad, depressed Bucky about murdering people,
it wouldn't make any sense.
I'll be very upset because like I really believe that like the only reason I didn't come into the show very excited is because Jamal and I, when we was younger, we seen Captain America Winter Soldier first date. And we was fucking with it, hard body. We was just like, yo, Winter Soldier's fire. Like, damn, that's Cap friend. Like, what's gonna happen? And as we see in the progression, it's like a little progression, more regression, a little progression, more regression, a little progression, more regression. And then it got to the point where it was just like, now in this show, they're showing them a upward slope and a kind of a downward, but it ultimately led with a redemption arc.
Right.
Which, if they go back on, then I guess you kind of like one of your number one most developed characters through this whole series did all of this for nothing.
Well, that's based on their actions right now. You gotta sort of believe that they're shooting for character development more than anything right now.
Yeah,
especially since they're showing you singular shows, not just the whole group as a whole in 2 seconds of storyline to try to get you to feel those characters. Now you actually get to live with them for a little bit, and then when the movie drops, you have more of an initiative to watch it.
That's a fact. Yeah, I agree.
No, I definitely agree. Because that's one of my favorite scenes too. That was a great scene by him with Io, where she sat him down and she read off the commands to him, and he started crying because he was afraid that he would regress back to being the Winter Soldier. And then when she said the whole thing, and he realized that it was over, and she kept telling him he was free, and he kept crying. I thought that was great. Like, if they can't go back on that, like, that is him finally getting over that hump from like 2 movies and all that stuff, that him trying to get over that hump and Steve trying to help him and the fallout of the Avengers. You can't go back on that. Too much relied on getting him to where he is now. Like, too much happened to the Avengers as a whole to save Bucky, to have him like re-roll back to old Bucky. So
so in the comics, right? Because I might not be, I know, but there's some stuff that I don't. So in the comics, is it, since this is the MCU and this is not the comic book verse, is it like, is it possible for him to regress in that sense? Like, is there any stories where he does regress and he does feel that?
No, the one thing I will say that Bucky should go through in the future is that he should go through the same shit Sam goes through.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, because at some point he's supposed to take up the Captain America mantle for a little bit. That's if they follow the comic book shit. And the only thing Bucky actually fights is, I was the Winter Soldier. How can I be Captain America?
And that would have been a great storyline. I feel like
within the show, they expanded it.
The only reason I guess they didn't do that is because Marvel has been trying to go through a diversity type thing.
That's true. I understand.
So they've been, because for him to be Captain America, just like you said, just like how Sam went through everything Sam went through, they're going to have to tackle all the shit that he did for like those 10, 15 years of just being like a killer, all the people that he took out from all these different nations. And that's heavy shit to then wear the mantle of the flag bearer of America.
But I also think that's why they made him the White Wolf, so he don't gotta be Captain America.
Exactly.
Because that's another storyline whole within itself, so that now that he's redeemed and he can just go back to Wakanda on some chill shit, he could be the actual White Wolf for Wakanda.
And now that I'm thinking about it, I guess another reason why they wouldn't do that story, it wouldn't work to have him be Captain America while you also have U.S. Agent. Not even
US
just that.
Agent also.
Because his story and U.S. Agent story are too similar.
Yeah, they don't blend, because U.S. Agent gets killed in the end of the shit, and then Bucky and then Sam.
Right.
So if they would have did that, they would have did it in the show, and they didn't.
And I don't even just mean just that. I just mean like their story of him being like a fucked up Captain America, and then him becoming U.S. Agent is he had to take on this new mantle because he blemished the shield basically, so he couldn't be that. Just like Bucky can't be that because he didn't have the shield, but he blemished it. If he were to have that, and they were like, but you were like a terrorist.
Yeah,
we can't have a former terrorist be Captain America. Just like they couldn't
be the same shit.
It's the same story. So they couldn't have both stories at the same time. They'd just be telling you the same thing twice.
That's true.
So
you can move on to Sam, because I guess these are the 2 most important people, and then we'll move on to the rest. But
all right, give me your opinion before I start it off.
Well, I'll let you start it off because I feel like you'll have probably the more general opinion not general opinion, but you'll probably have more of a leeway to explain it to the people that are listening.
Okay.
That have a good opinion on Sam. Because I have a good opinion on Sam. It's just not perfect.
Okay. So I'm gonna start my Sam off with what movie was that? Was that Winter Soldier? Yeah, Winter Soldier. So you brought it up earlier when we were talking about the on your left scene and the difference between Steve and Sam. Like I'm not gonna quit. I'm just a regular human. I'm gonna just do this regular running shit. And then you factor in his rise as a soldier compared to Steve. He was, even after he left the war, he took the job on to speak to soldiers on a regular, like, let me help rehabilitate you from war. Facts. And bring you back into the real world. Facts. So he has this certain level of empathy.
He even helped Steve.
So he has this level of empathy. Not that saying that Steve doesn't, but Steve was bred for war. Like that was his entire thing. From he was little, he wanted to fight in the war.
Yeah, and he was empathetic. He was like the American war. Yeah, he was just empathetic.
But he really wanted to do it.
He was like I just want to protect everybody around me type of person.
That Spider-Man.
He was a stoic Superman, Spider-Man. Like we trying to protect everybody.
Exactly. I just feel like the difference, because I love Cap, but at the same time, I feel like Sam was from like a ground level of empathy. Like Steve was, how can I put it? Steve was more
white.
Like, Steve was like orders. Sir, yes, sir.
Yeah.
This is the command. This is what we're doing. Blah, blah, blah. Granted, his character evolved over time in the show, but that's what he was. Orders. Sam was more like, okay, this was a fucked up thing. How can I help these? I don't have the powers of. He's even said it. I don't have the powers of like Captain America and all that. So he had to do things his own way. And at the same time, you look at his storyline from he was the sidekick with the regular with the no special superpowers to like I said, this guy who was empathetic for people at war and trying to help rehabilitate them. So he's on like a ground level seeing what this does. And he knows the mortality of what he was. If you look at Steve in Infinity War or something, Steve still had powers. Granted, he was a human, but he still had super abilities. For someone like Sam, that's like me and you joining Captain America to face fucking Thanos.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
With just a jetpack suit.
Exactly. And then at the end of the day, I can't even get a loan.
His skill low.
I can't even get a fucking loan, bro. I'm a regular. I'm still
crazy.
Going back. I saved the world and I can't get a fucking loan.
But I feel like that comes with like probably the black part. And maybe I can get into my analysis on Sam, right? So everything you said is right. Like Sam is super empathetic. He was there to help Steve actually start empathizing with the new world and how shit works and even help him stand against his old thoughts that like niggas was just always right.
Yeah.
Because even when we watched the Winter Soldier, like he rebelled against like S.H.I.E.L.D. and shit. Because he was just like, that's my friend. Like, let's figure it out. Y'all niggas are wilding. Y'all doing mad sus shit, not telling me. Y'all just throwing me in there.
And that was his character progression, where it's just like, hey, I can't just blindly follow.
Facts. And Sam helped that. Yeah. And like you said, on a ground level, Sam's a black man. We seen his family struggling. They can't even keep the fucking boat. Like
that's some wild shit for a nigga that saved the
world. He got dusted. He came back after he saved the world, and then you can't even get a loan 6 months later.
And you know what? Before you even continue, I don't want you to lose your thought. But as much as I always think about how the first person that appears with the Doctor Strange scene is T'Challa, technically it's Sam.
Yeah.
Before it gets to them, Sam is the first person that reaches out to give Cap that hope. And then we do get, Wakanda.
Everybody coming out the fucking portal. Because that's his man's. That's his like real, like that's really his kind of moral support besides Bucky. But Bucky's in Wakanda. You know what I'm saying? So And that's the nigga who's been next to him since they was arrested together when they went on a run together. Like, you know what I'm saying?
2-3 years. That's his ace.
Just my only thing about Sam that made me go, oh shit, is when Isaiah Bradley said no self-respecting black man would be Captain America. And that shit stuck with me so crazy because then I started wanting U.S. Agent to be Captain America. Because like, it sounds crazy, but at the end of the day, when we think about America and the ideals of America and even the ideals of the American people in the MCU, Johnny Walker represents them way more than fucking Sam Wilson. You get what I'm saying?
And I do feel like that's why.
Because he's impulsive?
Yes, he's impulsive. It's all about power. It's all about controlling the situation, controlling the narrative. Like, now, that's literally what America is.
I would agree with you.
But it's also a comic book. So
not even just the comic book. I agree with you because chaos. Like, it makes perfect sense on a chaos level. If we're just doing like, hey, he's the manifestation of what the world is. But at the same time, that's why I'm guessing that's why Sam took it to show it doesn't have to be like that.
It don't got to be like that. And he was that antithesis to what Isaiah Bradley was saying, right? But my problem is, even though you are right, my brother, we still fucked up out here. Like, we can't take back a lot of the shit that already happened, which is what I feel like a lot of people kind of ignored about the show. I feel like the show kind of left that point out, which is like a point I make a lot. And I used to be tight about the show, but then I realized like, oh, they showed us that though.
Yeah.
That like, this is kind of the way how shit goes. And I'm gonna just try my best to help you out the way I can. And like Sam, that is Sam's underall, just the person like that's his answer. He is.
That's his answer.
That's what makes him Captain America to me. And that's what, like, he's one of my highlights, especially with like progression. Cause like, of course he was being iffy, but at the same time, like, I feel like at no point he wasn't gonna be like, you know what? Yeah, fuck this. I'm not gonna be Captain America.
I feel like the first half of the season, he was more agreeing with you about why would a black dude be Captain? I don't want this fucking pressure on me. Like,
That's true.
And then in the end, I guess after speaking to Bradley and seeing all the shit that he went through, it was like, you know what? The only way to try and change some of this shit is to take the role of it and do it myself. Because otherwise, you're just complaining from the outside, and you can't change shit from the outside.
That's true. But also, to devil's advocate that, to Baron Zemo that bitch, because we're gonna talk about him next.
Yeah.
But we also can't really change the inside like that. And it's kind of been proven in Infinity War. You get what I'm saying? It's kind of been proven in Civil War.
You can't.
Like literally, like, but my thing about the future of the MCU is like, while I'm saying this and while I'm criticizing them for not digging deeper when it comes to these specific issues and what are you going to do systemically? Because one thing I will say that I really hated about this shit is that going to be a section about what we don't like?
You can just tell me.
I'm going to just throw it right now. One thing I really didn't like about that shit was the fucking last speech Sam did. Like, I felt like that speech, that shit meant nothing. Because guess what happened, right? Niggas just about to keep doing the same thing. Like, the business people about to just keep doing the same shit.
All right, so you're right. But I do feel like the reason why he gave the speech, that was his grand opus to I am now Captain America.
True.
Because one of the things Steve always did was Steve could deliver a fucking speech.
True.
Whether you fuck with him or not, that nigga could spit.
Yeah, he be spitting. But here's a joke that I'll make, because this is not some serious shit, but it is some serious shit. And y'all know when I say some serious shit, it's a joke. But let's talk about real America, man. Let's talk about realism. If Sam Cap flew in with a little dead white girl in his arms, he going to fucking jail. He ain't saying no goddamn speech.
Oh, okay. So black and white people, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So y'all on a real conversation? Let's have
the real conversation.
Okay. Right. How did Captain America, Steve, start off?
As a white man.
Okay. No. Tell me. Like, from the beginning.
Oh, okay. So Steve was a scrawny white dude that got picked on in the hood in Brooklyn, but he always had empathy for everybody.
He didn't like
want to protect the country. They didn't want to let him in the military, and because he was too scrawny, right? And then
he had the heart, but he ain't
did a test.
But did they let him in?
No, yeah, because they did a test where they like threw a grenade and said it was a live grenade, and he was the only one with the heart to dive on the grenade to protect everybody. Mm-hmm. And then they was like, "We gonna give him the super soldier serum," right? They gave him the super soldier serum. It works with him. He gets brolic. Nah, he's Captain America. He's the same good-hearted nigga that just wants to protect the country, but he is naive as shit. So he just believes everything they're telling him. Like, Nazis is bad, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad.
He just follows orders.
He meets the Red Skull, and the Red Skull starts busting his Scarlatti, even though that's his fucking enemy. The nigga starts telling him, like, you think them niggas is good? Yo, look up S.H.I.E.L.D., my boy! Like, and then Captain America was like, hold on. But before he could actually question anything, he had to dive the ship into the ocean.
And he died
to not
save
blow
Manhattan.
up to save niggas.
All right, pointless. That part is pointless. How did Sam start?
Poor black man in the hood grew up.
You know the tale.
Family, people getting murdered and shit, and then him going to the Air Force.
He started prepared.
Who? Sam, right?
He started prepared.
Yeah. He was like in the hood and shit.
He already had the resources and the capability to do what he needed to do, but yet he still didn't have the opportunity.
I feel like I see where you're trying.
I get what you're saying, but no. Because both circumstances, they did not grow up in like well-to-do like families and shit. Like they both grew up in crazy poor circumstances.
All right, so but I feel
Steve wasn't that poor though. It wasn't like it was the worst type of situation.
Well, yeah, back in that day, he was good. Yeah, he was. It was like in the 1920s or some shit. So he was probably like
It was not the worst situation.
He was getting bullied and shit, but I don't think it was like he was the poorest nigga on the planet. But he also lived during like I think the Great Depression and shit.
Yeah.
So he was going through some shit. But I'm not saying he was going through like
and he was
shit
living
comparable
on his,
to
he was
Sam.
definitely living on his own.
Again, like I'm saying with Sam's history, he got like gangster shit in his family and niggas dying and like his brother died and like mad other crazy shit and then like he joined the military and then like that's why his family's kind of poor and they couldn't afford the boat because it's like he didn't grow up really equipped like that. Sam wasn't super equipped, but he was himself.
Emotionally, he was equipped.
Yeah, he was emotionally equipped and he was
physically
he was
equipped. He was already capable to do it. When I say capable, I don't mean like he necessarily learned anything from school or stuff like that, but the streets taught him. His environment grew him up to understand something in a specific way. That's why when he's Captain America now, although he still sympathizes with that same, I'm gonna be the guy who can be a good speaker, like you guys are saying. Even that, you feel me? Like he doesn't necessarily have to always explain.
No, we agree with you.
No, it's not. I'm not. No.
Oh no, we know you're not arguing with us. I'm just saying we agree with you. Continue.
Nah, yeah.
No, continue. Oh no, because what I was gonna end off saying was, that's what we was talking about earlier with his ingenuity and how I said this to Dennis earlier. I didn't say it on the podcast. I'm gonna say it now. Could be a hot take. I don't give a fuck. We all watch the same movies. Sam has shown way crazier ingenuity with the shield than Steve has because Steve also can't fly. You know what I'm saying? Steve also doesn't have wings. So Sam can do like a lot of
the things I agreed with you about.
Even with Jamal, with ingenuity and being already equipped, already being like a nigga that's trained and shit. Like, of course, like, because we said Steve was a natural when he picked the shield up. Yeah. He has those enhanced reflexes and shit. So if, like, I guess if he just fucking ricochets the shield like that, like his body's gonna naturally go in an area that fucking catches the shield.
He was like Jason Bourne, basically.
You know
so he knew the angle. I already know how. He's a super tactician, basically.
Whereas a nigga like, well, he's not even a super tactician. Well, that's what Sam is. Sam will more be a super tactician because technically with
I would say
with the nigga with the super soldier serum,
I would say they're both. But
he
just
is
in a different way.
But I'm talking about like with physical things, right? Like, yeah, he's a master tactician, and yeah, he'll know like enough when he's using the shield. I could probably hit it off these few trees, and it'll like take all these niggas out, right? I'm talking about Steve, right? But I'm talking about like his body naturally reacts to whatever the fuck is happening around him because of the super soldier serum. So I'm even thinking to even a level where he don't even probably gotta think to hit like 13 niggas in a room. He just gotta throw the shield and it'll just probably go perfectly. Whereas if Sam hits 13 niggas in a room, I'll give him more credit than Steve.
Oh yeah, because he doesn't have
because he thought about that shit. He was like, yo, I gotta hit this. This last nigga might catch it. 5 nigga might catch it. That nigga might catch it. Like, he gotta think about all that shit. Whereas Steve would be like, if the 5th nigga catches, Steve already kicked that nigga in the mouth. Because his body just moved before he fucking, because of the serum. Same shit with Bucky.
Yeah.
We see how Bucky be moving. Bucky be like fucking before anything happens. And in every...
That's the perfect example.
We might have to make a collage of this or like pay somebody to make a collage of this. But in every Marvel movie, anytime a nigga pulls a gun out on Bucky, he either puts his hand in front of the gun before they shoot it or pulls the gun apart. Every time.
I think that was the perfect example that you just brought up with how Sam handles situations like that. Because there is a scene where when Bucky finally meets Sam and they meet at that warehouse and Sam was just like, Bucky was just like, I'm gonna just walk over there. And Sam was like, hold on, I'm gonna send Red Wing. We gonna check the whole area out, make sure it's just 6 niggas and not 9. And figure this shit out, and then we go over there. He was ready to walk over there. I'm a fucking super soldier, my nigga. I'll fuck these niggas, and I got a metal arm. Like, what are they gonna have for me? And that's the difference between.
And that's why even like with the Batman conversations and prep time shit, right?
Yes.
Where it's just like, my nigga, as a human being, like if you're not a god or not like almost a demigod, basically, which is like niggas with super soldiers are.
Yeah.
Like technically you become a tank build, like in a video game.
Yep.
Like you're a tank. That's what you are. Like, you don't have to really... You do have to use tactics, but you could just run in there. I'm a human. I can't just run in there. I got to do some recon,
I got to factor in.
I got to hit a nigga from with a sniper from far away or some shit.
I got to plan this shit out.
But
so, that's definitely Sam, a major...
Yeah, shouts out Sam, man. Shouts out Sam.
So we're moving on. We're moving on to...
Baron. We're going to talk about Baron Zemo real quick. I'm going to go real fast on Baron Zemo. Shouts out Baron Zemo, my favorite villain right now. Like, that nigga, charisma, he's right, first of all.
He might be my favorite villain. But not
my favorite villain.
Not even just off of this, just because of Civil War.
Yeah, but from that to now, like, and they brought him back, and a lot of people, I remember telling people he's fucking fire, and I love Baron Zemo, and they were just like, we don't care about Baron Zemo being in this, and now everybody want to see the Zemo cut. Whatever. Anyway, his cunning is amazing. Like, his fits was fire. Nigga rich as hell. He's charismatic. He knows about the African American experience. That nigga Baron Zemo's lit. And he's actually right about a lot of the situations that's going on. Like, yo, nigga, he said what we said. Nigga, like, yo, it's not like, nigga, Steve Rogers got the serum because he's Steve Rogers, nigga. And that's why he was good, because he was Steve Rogers.
Exactly.
Like, nigga, like,
because he had the serum.
No. I don't mean like that. He meant like you could give 100 niggas the serum, but there's only one Steve Rogers.
Exactly.
Oh, that's right.
You get what I'm saying? Like, there's only one nigga that is like really gonna be that selfless with that much power.
Exactly. It's like really. It's like if you give you have a group of niggas in a circle and you give each one $1 million. How many of them niggas gonna stay
and go back to their community and help people? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, maybe all of them do. Maybe 5 of them do.
Exactly.
Maybe 2 of them do. Maybe 1 of them do. Maybe none of them do. You get what I'm saying?
And that's what separated Cap.
That when Zemo said that shit, I just remember being like, yo, nah, that's kind of a fact. Like that's really like every time you do anything like that have any risk like that, like you could like have literally 20 niggas that all think and act like Steve Rogers. Like,
yeah.
19 of them niggas would just end up evil. Like, you get what I'm saying?
Like Abomination in the Hulk movie.
That ass.
He got the same
like U.S. Agent Johnny Walker. Let's continue though. Let's talk about Sharon Walker.
All right,
because this could give us some future things.
Yeah. So for me, they kind of caught me off guard with the bad guy sort of thing. Like, I didn't see that coming. It was just like
me neither, but
it was. But you know what it is? I feel like the bigger arc to that is the person that she's connected to. Now, you could throw a couple guesses out there. I know I definitely have a few.
But mine's the Mandarin.
Yeah, I feel like she's definitely either with the Mandarin or she's with Val. Like she's you know, she's probably like her version of Black Widow. Like I can see that for her, especially for the MCU, because you know they kind of mesh roles together for different people. So I can possibly see her playing a role on Val's side.
True. I say I agree with both of those. I'll more lean towards the Mandarin, but then I also wouldn't put like Lady Contessa, like I wouldn't put her like I believe it's some type of big league type of thing. Like I feel it's like a group of people type of thing.
Yeah.
I'm only saying that it might be 10 rings because we're getting away from super soldiers and now we're moving on to weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Or whatever is about to happen in the Marvels. She could be a Skrull.
That was also a possibility for me.
Something that has to do with the Marvels. Because like it could either be like space weapons or like the 10 rings shit that we see in like Shang-Chi.
Mm-hmm.
Or something Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, I don't know. Like, because now that I'm thinking about like the landscape of like the Marvel universe, like they're doing like a lot of cosmic shit now. Yeah. They're doing like a lot of niggas is in space, doing a lot of magic shit. And like when it comes to weapons, like it's usually like alien technology, which niggas either use in space or on Earth.
And that's why I kind of lead towards Val, because it's kind of like how in Iron Man when Nick Fury came. And he got Iron Man. After he got Iron Man, he started to build his team. And I feel like whatever's been going on with Sharon after Civil War and she had to go on the run, that changed her, right? So now her morals aren't as clean cut as they were before. And that's what Val wanted from U.S. Agent. It's what she told him, you kind of play that gray. You're not black and white anymore. So you can do the good for the country, but you're willing to do the bad to get to the good. True. So I feel like Sharon can play that role now because her character arc was her mom was her aunt was Peggy.
She fucking founded S.H.I.E.L.D. Smashing aunts. Husbands.
Legend. Anyway.
Yo, chill. But yeah, we're going to move on to the Dora Milaje. Just amazing.
Amazing.
Black, beautiful, badass queens.
I won't even say there was character progression. They were badass when we met them.
The same,
and they were just badass.
The same
now.
OGs. That was
still
it.
Dre, still DRE.
Yeah, we can move on from that. Beautiful black queens. We love it. Wakanda forever. You feel me?
Facts.
Okay. Yeah, we could talk about a possible future Easter egg.
Yes. This is one of the things I do love about Marvel is even if they don't do it, they leave enough crumbs that they could come back and pull from it. So if you're not familiar, Joaquin Torres, the dude, the Mexican dude in the very beginning of the first episode that links with Sam, in the comics, he becomes Falcon. And one thing that they did do a nod to in this is he really likes Sam's wings. He mentions it after the mission, and after I think it was U.S. Agent rips the wings off.
He left it with him.
And he was like, yo, what do you want me to do with this? He was like, yo, keep it. That was perfect.
So I think he about to have a Falcon.
I feel like he might be the new Falcon. Like, even if he isn't, they left the room where some fucking director could come in.
You want me to double up on that?
Double up on
that? So we're going to talk about this next person, but they had another Easter egg at his crib.
Yes.
His grandson, Eli Bradley, becomes the Patriot.
Yes.
Which is the leader of the young Avengers.
And this is one of my favorite, because I feel like we've talked about this before, at least briefly, where throughout, I want to say, phase 2, whichever one had Spider-Man, the first Spider-Man, phase 2 till now, they've been planning little pieces of the Young Avengers in all these different series.
We got shows and series, and when it works.
We've had Spider-Man Homecoming with that deleted scene with Childish Gambino where he mentions Miles.
Yeah.
He mentions that so Miles exists, even though we don't see him. He exists.
Miles exists.
Yeah, from Spider-Man Homecoming 2. We've had Ant-Man with Cassie. She grows up. She's statue. Yeah, she's going to be statue. Stature. My bad. We got Kate Bishop.
She's coming in the
passing
show.
the crown from
We
Hawkeye.
got Riri Williams.
We got Riri.
We got Miss Marvel.
We got America Chavez. She's going to be in
the Marvels, right? Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange.
And like you said, we have Eli. Plus, we got Wiccan and Speed from WandaVision.
Got Wiccan and Speed and WandaVision. And she heard them, so maybe in the multiverse of madness, we might see them aged up.
Yeah, so far, we have a lot of moving pieces right now.
And then we got Patriot now. Eli Bradley.
Yeah.
Which, what they feel like they're setting up. Well, no, let's go to the next person and then I can say that.
Yeah, we'll come back to it. All right. So one of my favorites, even though people hated this.
Love it.
Before we go into this,
and I hate it.
I just want to say one thing I don't like about fans is when they can't separate the character from the actor. You know what I'm saying? So he did such a great job being disliked that he was getting like hate mail. And I always think that's weird when you hate a character so much that you attack the actor that played the character.
But like, also, doesn't that mean
he did a good
job?
Yeah,
he did a great job.
But
that also like, that sucks.
Yeah, as an actor,
that's terrible.
It's like, yo, why are you
should never do
me?
that.
Yeah, don't threaten me, bro. Like, I did a great job
in the show. Walker right now, right?
Yeah, in the show that you
I loved him in that show. I would actually watch a miniseries with him.
I like his confliction with, he lost his friend. He's just like what I was talking about earlier with Sam trying to rehabilitate soldiers.
He never
PTSD. He never had a chance to take care of that. And just like we talked about with Steve, it heightened who he already was.
Facts.
So him losing Battlestar, he lost his shit. And he just took it too far. So I do like that conflict with him he wants to do the right thing, but at the same time, he's still he's literally came from his environment.
Yeah, he has the OD PTSD exactly. And he's like fighting through it. And now he gave himself the super soldier serum, which kind of makes him unstable.
Exactly.
So like, yeah, I kind of did like their progression of him. I like how they gave him like that little fake redemption at the end because ultimately we know he's going to be used to be wilding.
Mm-hmm.
So I appreciate it. I would watch a mini series with him. I like really enjoyed John Walker.
Enjoy him.
He was kind of schmoovin' even without the super soldier serum.
I enjoy him just being so smug.
But he was such a dick. And it was like so hilarious because he really was acting like a soldier kind of in a way. Yeah. Like the perfect soldier that just tried to follow shit and tried to act like their mental was all the way there and like they were kind of fucked. And like yeah, I really enjoyed John Walker. Shouts out US Agent. I want to see more of him. I wanted to. So I was talking about this earlier, and this will go into, but we can talk about Isaiah Bradley.
Yeah.
So I could do the brief because I'm trying to cut it as short as possible. I'm gonna do the brief segment of seriousness about Isaiah Bradley and the brief segment of like theories and then like jokes.
Okay.
So Isaiah Bradley did a very important thing to me in this series. Especially when it comes to Marvel, because I feel like a lot of time Marvel likes to pretend like the history of certain shit, and Disney too, the history of certain shit didn't happen. So when he popped up...
I have a point to make with that, but go ahead.
So when he popped up, I was like, oh shit, I've been reading this. They can say some shit right now that will fuck everybody's heads up. And they did the little him not really fucking with the shit, him like throwing the mug in the fucking wall, him getting upset. They had to dip. Then they did the second conversation with him. He told him like he don't believe no real self-respecting black man. And then they told him about like getting locked up for all those years and like them doing experiments on him, even though he protected and saved niggas, like saved niggas' asses. And like they just locked him up and did all that crazy shit to him. And I just remember thinking like, you gonna hear a lot of shit and just be cool with it, nigga, even though you already got locked up, nigga? Like, what the fuck, Falcon? Like, what the fuck? And, like, at the end of the day, I do understand why he did it because he does have, like, that heart, like Steve, that's like, even though this might hurt some of the this might conflict some of the shit I believe in, I'm gonna try to do my best to try to make changes and shit. And I did see Isaiah Bradley see that and appreciate that in him. I also did see Sam tried to get his history out there and shit, like putting it in the museum. But as the Dr. Umar type black man, That is not enough, my brother. That is not enough, my brother. That is not enough, my brother. But let's move on to the theory part.
So all right, before you jump into the theory part. So that is something that I'm gonna. All right, so I'm not gonna give them too much props, but I'm gonna give them props because at least they tackled or attempted to tackle it within 6 episodes. Now, my problem are the fans that liked how Marvel was before they tackled this. Where I don't know, like, I mean, I understand it's superheroes. Granted, we brought up something earlier when we were talking about Jupiter's Legacy and how it did a good job of just telling the storyline of a family. Yeah. It's a superhero, it's superheroes, but it's a family first. So for me, it was like, okay, just because Marvel never brought up racism before doesn't mean racism doesn't necessarily not exist within the MCU. It's based on the real world. It's New York City. Just because they're out there fighting fucking Thanos and the Chitauri and shit doesn't mean a nigga on ground floor can't get a job somewhere. Like, all this did was show you on a realistic ground level some shit that niggas gotta fucking deal with. Like, I saved the world. Why are cops pulling me over, bro?
That's a fact. But one thing I will say though is like,
I'm black.
I agree with you, but at the same time, I'm not gonna give Disney credit for tackling issues because they did this in a very lukewarm way.
They did,
and, like, realistically, but like at the same time, like, lukewarm can, get people to see shit, but at the same time, they did it in the safest business possible way as possible. Exactly. Again, what pissed me off in the beginning of it was they actually didn't actually have Sam and them say racism out loud. They would just like refer to something that seems racist and have you put 2 and 2 together. And I felt like that was fucking annoying until we got to the Isaiah Bradley episode and they said something. So then I will give them props for that shit. I was like, damn, y'all actually said something.
Right. So the reason why I'm not gonna like yell from the mountaintop and give them praise. Like I'm gonna just give them enough where it's like, because they could have just ignored it. They could have cut that story out, pretend it never happened.
That's true.
And they would have completely appeased. Let's just keep it real. They would have completely appeased their white fans. Because a lot of the people that complain about just the little bit of reality that we got in the show, it wasn't black people. Like, it was like niggas were really upset that they showed Falcon get arrested.
True.
But don't that's some regular shit that can happen.
But don't get it twisted, right? The white people that are upset and are like commenting that they're upset are not the white people they care about. So I will tell you this, right?
That's true. That's true.
Like, we know for a fact, you said it earlier, it's a diversity age. So right now, if you're mad about diversity, you trying to hurt our pockets. Like, they don't give a fuck about what you talk about if you try to hurt our pockets. As long as they feel like they hit that diversity quota, which it sucks that I have to say that out loud, but like, it's acceptable because I get that, like, niggas really accept that, like, in the world, which I don't find it acceptable in my world, but like in the general public, niggas hit that one racism quota. Like, we gonna put 3 gay people and 2 black people and an Asian guy and an Indian guy and like us 2 Spanish people. And guess what? We are not racist. And like, that is like the mountain that a lot of these companies, like, now they're trying to pilot on. And like, that's why I get why I totally understand. Like, and from my perspective, I that's why I give them props. Right. Like, you talking to the nigga that feels like Dr. Umar sometimes when y'all watch this shit. But at the same time, I do also understand and appreciate comic book media and like how these companies do their things.
I appreciate especially for a superhero show to give me some of the truth. Because like, if let's say all of this shit was real. Bucky was real, Sam was real, all that shit was real, he would still have to deal with racism. It doesn't matter if he saved the planet a million fucking times.
They would have to put the N-word a few times in that show.
There's going to be someone somewhere that's just like, no, but he's still a nigger. Like, like he's going to have to deal with that shit regardless. It don't matter how many times he saved the fucking world.
That's a fact.
So I do appreciate, and at the same time, nigga, it's Disney.
I know Disney. I don't expect them to do none of that shit. I'm
not expecting.
Oh yeah, I say all that to say this. I do not expect Disney to be Malcolm X.
Right.
Ever.
Not at all. But
So,
you expect them to keep it real. Keep these niggas out of the bubble.
Yeah, that ass.
Exactly.
Keep that
They
integrity
keep
up.
Captain America, the original, in a bubble. That was the problem. That's the bigger problem. To simplify everything.
Facts.
And exactly.
He's black. Don't put him in that bubble.
Don't put him in just these black bubble, nigga. He's Captain America. He got the fucking heart, nigga. He got the ingenuity. He's fucking amazing. And that's why even the corny ass line, where it's like, that's Black Falcon. And the nigga was like, nah nigga. That's Captain
That was the
America.
wackest line for me because it
I was
just
like,
felt
that
really
shit is
forced.
trash. But at the same time, that shit is facts.
Yeah.
Don't call him Black Captain America, my nigga. Call him Captain America.
I'm Captain America, nigga.
That's it. It's a mantle.
Exactly.
Niggas can pick it up.
Exactly. Anybody could be Captain
Y'all
America.
allowed this fucking cuckoo case to be Captain America. So, yeah.
Right. And they didn't call him White Captain America.
That ass.
They didn't call him Captain America 2. They called him Captain America. So...
Yeah, I mean, even though his mama called him U.S. agent, so I'm gonna call him U.S. agent. But I understand. Go ahead, continue.
Yeah, so like,
let's talk about Contessa because I don't really know a lot about Contessa. I just know of her as being Lady Hydra.
Yeah, so,
I thought she was interesting because
So for me,
continue.
First off, big Seinfeld fan. Did not know she was going to be in the show.
Me neither.
To me, that was fucking fire.
I was like, what the fuck?
I didn't know how they pulled that secret off, but super fucking dope. Next. We're slowly going into my theory stuff. So for me, her appearing with U.S. Agent is just like Nick Fury appearing in front of Iron Man. This is her first recruit that we know of as she builds her team. Now, her team, to me, I've always felt like we were going to get a Dark Avengers. Now, I don't know who was going to lead that team until she appeared. Prime candidate to me to be the darker version of a Nick Fury. I'm going to do whatever it takes for the sake of, I don't know, freedom or protecting the world. But we're going to have to do some dark shit to get this done. And I need people.
Well, Hydra might be back.
That's true. I just don't feel like she's going to be Hydra.
I don't think she's going to be Madam Hydra, though.
Yeah, I just feel like she's going to be.
It could be Thunderbolts.
I don't think it's Thunderbolts because we still have Ross.
True.
Like, I have a theory where we're going to get... I'll jump into that theory now. So,
what if she works with Ross?
Here's my theory. My theory is she creates the Dark Avengers because we don't have an Avengers right now. She puts U.S. Agent together.
She is going to be in Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, I do feel like we're going to get our Black Widow, which is going to be the new Black Widow, because she's not going to play the same way that Natasha played. I feel like she's going to be a little darker. Fact. So I feel like she'll be a part of that team because she's also supposed to be in that movie. She had a appearance in that movie. I do feel like she's going to start building her dark version of what we had for the Avengers that'll do the things that other people wouldn't. And with U.S. Agent having the super serum, that's where I feel like we just brought up Zemo. Ross is going to recruit Zemo because where's Zemo now? He's back in the fucking raft.
Oh, he's in Raft, right?
Yeah,
the Raft.
They have him back in the Raft. And who runs the Raft? Ross.
Yeah, fuck.
So he's going to recruit him. And he's going to recruit that nigga.
The show just set up Zemo helping heroes.
Right.
Stop some shit.
So I do.
Even though he came back on his word, like, yo, y'all niggas gonna arrest me. Like, even though y'all caught me, like, y'all got me.
So I do feel like, and he also doesn't like the whole idea of the super serum. Super soldiers and all that.
Yeah.
So I do feel like he's gonna be recruited by Ross to take down that Dark Avengers team because they still have U.S. Agent and he don't fuck with niggas that have fucking powers. He don't like powered niggas. He let Steve run because Steve is Steve. That's the only reason that shit continued is because Steve is Steve. So I do feel like it's gonna have those three different teams at the same time. We're gonna get a new Avengers team at some point. But before we get there, we're going to get that Dark Avengers team. And to battle that Dark Avengers team, we're going to get the Thunderbolts. Because Ross always felt like we need a government-issued team.
They need their own version.
Exactly. And the Dark Avengers is not going to be that.
Yo, where the hell is White Vision, man?
Yo, we never finished our WandaVision
Where the hell is White Vision?
There's like 3 episodes we didn't talk about. But
like, what the fuck? But yeah, continue. We can talk about Dark Avengers now. Yeah, because I mean, we already did Young Avengers, so we don't even gotta do that part. We can just do the
so like
Dark
I said,
Avengers.
I do feel like Zemo is gonna lead the Thunderbolts team with being backed by Ross, because like I said, he's gonna want his own team. He's wanted his own team since the fucking Sokovian Accords.
That's true.
So I feel like this will be his chance to be like, okay, you want to work with me? You're a prisoner here. It's gonna be sort of like a Suicide Squad type shit.
And we already know that the niggas was they already figured out like Tony's technology,
exactly,
vision and shit.
Like
so
exactly,
the government can do mad shit.
They could do mad
shit.
They
could probably bring Ultron back.
They could probably bring Ultron back. Like I do feel like they're watching all this shit happen, and it's like we need a response team. We have nothing. There's Avengers. There's all these other niggas that we don't control that's just running around. Why don't we have something? So I do feel like at some point, Ross is going to play a part, especially since we are getting She-Hulk.
That's true.
We're getting all these different versions of all these different Hulks. We're going to get that Red Hulk. He's going to he's been working on that Abomination
it's about to happen.
Yeah, he's been working on that serum himself for a while now. And we know it's been in circulation because we just watched Falcon Winter Soldier. Yep. So niggas are working on that fucking serum. He's going to get his own. So I do feel like at some point we do get Dark Avengers with the Thunderbolts doing their own thing at the same time. Madripoor. That was always connected to the X-Men. And if you're listening to this, definitely go watch the Shang-Chi trailer.
Facts.
There is a couple scenes where it actually takes place in Madripoor. So there is a connection from, like you said, which is probably one of the reasons why it could probably be the
10 rings.
Yeah, it might be the
power broker.
I do feel like that's
could
possible
be the Mandarin, man,
because those two are those would be the first 2 times that we do see Madripoor in this, and also within
also a very
Shang-Chi.
tiny Easter egg. The identity that Zemo gave Sam is a weapons dealer that works for the Mandarin in the comics.
Yeah,
so it's like
possible.
I think that it's a real big, like, especially because you remember Zemo felt like he was like, they know me here, like I'm good on this side, not the other side.
I don't fuck with that side.
And I believe we're gonna figure out the other side during Shang-Chi.
Yeah, I could see. Now thinking about it, I do feel like it's a much stronger possibility that she's like his liaison to the rest of the world. True. I do feel like that now.
She could be talking to the Mandarin.
Yeah.
That could be who been looking at him after all these years. Remember that he was like, I gave you all this time. I've been watching you. Like, that could deadass be who was looking for the Mandarin, basically, or the power broker.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe. It's just a theory. A Mighty Metahumans theory.
No, I mean, we throwing that out there. Now, this was, for several reasons, I thought this was cool. So the first reason was, Disney is a fucking well-oiled machine.
Yep.
The way they crank this shit out is ridiculous. Because this wasn't even on my radar. We are getting a Captain America 4. Yeah, we are getting a Captain America 4 starring Sam Wilson.
That's fucking fire.
That's insane. The series just fucking ended and Kevin Feige announced it. Came straight from him. That's insane. I don't know who I have no idea who he's facing in that movie. I don't have any theories yet. I do feel like at some point, I do feel like the new Black Widow, Yelena Belova, she'll be a part of it.
Facts.
And the only reason I definitely believe that is because it only makes sense to have the seniors, which was Natasha and Steve. They shared a movie.
And then, now it's the youngins that took their spot.
Exactly. I do feel like that's going to play a role. Of course, we're probably going to get Bucky in there somewhere.
You know what would be great? A real showdown between him and John Walker, man. A real showdown between him and U.S. Agent. Like the comic book shit when they was both trying to fuck each other up.
That would be kind of ill.
Because they didn't get to do that. I thought that's what they were going to do in the last episode, right?
Yeah.
And then I was like, I think they can set this up for a movie, man.
Yeah.
Like,
it makes more sense for a movie only because you're using this, like Jamal said earlier, you're using this to flesh the characters out.
Facts.
So now that we have an idea of who all these people are, what makes them who
and they're going to show up in other shit. So continue.
Now we can just like put them against each other. And it makes sense because you've had all this time to get used to these guys through their TV shows. So,
but real quick question, like, this guy's a gangster. His real name's Clarence. Like,
he got good parents.
and Clarence's parents had a real good marriage. Got a good marriage. What the fuck, man? Nigga went to Pembridge. Like, what the fuck? Like, it's a good academy, nigga.
Yo, that's a great comeback, son. Like, imagine you lost the battle of Eminem, and now you Captain America, nigga.
And now you dead Captain America, son.
Yo, that's
and niggas is making fun of Eminem's hats.
Yo,
you won.
Yo, you landed on your feet, my
That's
nigga.
Fucking hilarious. That's hilarious. Yeah, we got any more? I guess final thoughts, final gripes, final hates, what you like.
All right, so here's my final thing, because I was talking about Captain America for. Can you see him leading a movie? I'm just asking.
I'm Tupac, motherfucker. Yeah, but he's not really going to be all the way leading it. See, that's the cheat about Marvel movies.
They got many characters like, they could use.
I'm about to say some shit, and it's about to be controversial, because I know I shit on Martin Scorsese all the time. But they have commodified comic book movies, and it's got to the point where it's like, I can say this movie is Jamal the movie, but it's technically Jamal and Friends.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And like, I could only show Jamal, but 30% of the movie. I just gotta spread it out to make it seem like I showed Jamal for most of the fucking movie. There could be shots where Jamal's like literally in the back, like fucking like, nigga, fix it, like writing something on his board, nigga. And I'll be like talking to somebody like, yeah, this nigga Jamal's the best, nigga. And even though he's off screen, movie magic, I'm hitting y'all with some movie psychology. Even though Jamal's off screen, because you guys are aware that Jamal's on screen, you're going in your head, you're gonna give him more playtime.
Yeah.
When technically, he's not even the fucking focus in that situation. But he is though, because you here to see him.
Yeah.
So again, yes, I can see him lead a Marvel movie.
That's
can I see him lead an actual movie like on Netflix? No, all of them just been terrible. But black man, get your money. That's how I feel, man.
I feel like he can just because of what you said. It's never just that person.
Facts.
Like
he don't got to carry it by himself.
And for him, he's got it easy because he has Bucky on his side, and Bucky's been like. That's their easy
relationship
wingman.
Boosts both of them.
Exactly. So him having that as a wingman right off the rip, they were able to carry the show.
Like I said,
that was what, like 6 hours worth of fucking footage.
I'm not doing the Mighty Metahumans movie without a gas and a dentist. The fuck these niggas is talking about. You get what I'm saying?
So
that's I do feel I get it. I definitely get it.
I feel like he can. Just because he'll have help.
Well,
he won't have
like
to carry
Jamal
the
said,
load.
For real. Hopefully.
He can't. He
Black
better
man,
not.
we need you to turn this up.
For me, other than The Dark Knight, I personally really enjoy the Captain America series.
Me too.
I feel like
it's
really good, and for them to break that trilogy and add a fourth movie, I'm putting a lot of pressure on you to deliver. For me,
well, technically, this is the beginning of a new era. So
that's true.
It is.
That's true.
It is a continuation of the series, but it's
who's he fighting?
A new era.
We don't know yet.
We don't know yet.
Who would he possibly be fighting?
That's difficult.
Like you brought up the whole U.S. agent thing.
Could be U.S.
I
agent.
do feel
but
like
I don't think he would be a main villain. I think he would be like,
a
in the middle of the movie. There would be a big conflict where somebody convinces both them niggas to fight each other. They try to. It seems like it's gonna be crazy, and then they both figure out, oh, some niggas playing us.
Yeah.
Or like a Black Widow, Yelena comes up and she's just like, niggas is playing you guys, and like,
or maybe he has to deal with like the Serpent Society or some shit
like that. But like honestly, at this point, Jamal, like I feel like for us to know who he's gonna fight, we gotta watch the rest of this shit.
Yeah.
See what the fuck else is going on.
I do feel like one thing they're gonna somehow sprinkle, you can hold me to it, is his movie will be the first step towards the next Avengers team.
Oh yeah, that's a fact.
Like whatever happens in his movie, that's how they're gonna start rounding up.
That's just coming out after like everything, right?
Yeah,
that they already playing.
Yeah, all right. Yeah. I do feel like that's gonna happen.
Then, cause fuck what?
Yeah.
Fuck. Because we gonna know who the Fantastic Four is before his shit come out.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy. All right, whatever. Let's consider. Yeah.
So yeah, that's.
Okay, but let me give my final review.
Yeah, give me
right.
some.
So 2.8 out of 5. Like a 6 out of 10, maybe. Like maybe a 5.5 out of 10. Because like I truly believe like the show is good with what they promised me. Like action, like it's gonna be them versus some other. But my problem is the villains was basically Antifa that were poor and was getting done wrong.
So
at the same time, it was also the top brass niggas.
Yeah.
But Antifa got it the worst, and the top brass niggas just got a speech.
So I'm gonna agree. I think I'm gonna round that up to, what did you say? A 5.8?
Like, yeah, 5 point. Yeah.
I'm gonna just give it like I'll give it the 6. The only reason I want to give it a 7, but it's hard to give it a 7 only because one, they did. There's reports that came out that the original storyline
would have made more sense.
It would have made more sense, but it was too on the nose because COVID happened.
Yeah,
and they were like, we can't put out this whole virus shit.
Yeah,
it's too close to what's going on.
It would have made more sense.
It would have made more sense, but I'm not gonna give them leeway for it because it's hard because I'm sure they already had everything filmed. You can't go back and put all this shit together. You have a schedule, blah, blah, blah. They had to work with what they have. Cool. They made something. But at the same time, I do feel like villain-wise, it was just a bunch of angry kids.
It was Antifa.
Yeah,
basically, but not even real Antifa. What the Republicans say over and over, like, it's Antifa at the protest, and you can never prove it. Like, it was like some shit like that, where it's basically like what they think is some literally angry teenagers.
Right.
Like, with powers, that's just gonna fuck shit up. And
at the same time, I'm not gonna give them leeway, but I'm gonna give Sam leeway because how much of a strong villain could Sam currently deal with for his first show?
Yeah, that's true.
For a human being, you weren't gonna. He was having trouble with Batrick. So if
Batroc was busting.
If it was anybody stronger than him, he was gonna get smoked. They couldn't wrap that in 6 episodes.
Yeah, but even then, I really feel like, I just feel like if they really wanted to. I don't know what they could have did with Carly and them. I just felt like they really.
It just felt incomplete.
They turned these niggas into kind of environmental terrorists, and technically they weren't even environmental terrorists. They were just niggas that were displaced,
right?
Trying to care for themselves, and then they just couldn't no more.
Exactly.
And I just remember being like,
I think that was the weakest.
Am I supposed to hate these niggas?
Right.
Like,
for me, that was the weakest part of the show. Was it just didn't feel like they had a way to wrap that story.
True.
Like they did great with Bucky, his character progression. Like we talked.
They did great with a lot of shit.
They did a great job with him. Great job with Walker. They did a great job with all these individual characters. But the bad guys the quote unquote bad guys that they had to face
for the plot, it was kind of weak.
It just felt like it ended. And that was it.
Finale, I'm gonna be honest, I could have done with a lot of the finale. I could have done without a lot of the finale. I felt like the episode before the finale was so much better than the finale.
That's what I'm saying.
Them niggas literally invited Bucky to the barbecue, son.
That's what I'm saying. It just felt like we built this storyline up with these anti-heroes and we didn't know how to end it, so we ended it. And the end. And that's all that happened.
That's why it was a show that happened to me. And not even on no bad shit. Like I said, I gave it a 5.8.
I'll give it the 6. I'll give it the strong 6. Because I really did enjoy, even though, like I said, it's still Disney. They still tackled some of the real shit that would possibly happen in a real world situation as a black fucking superhero. I do appreciate that shit. I do appreciate the background story on Isaiah. The fact that Steve never knew that there was a fucking Isaiah. Bucky knew. He never told Steve because he know how Steve would be and how that would send him on
Steve would try to break the nigga out of jail. Steve is like some next nigga, so Steve really just care about people. Well, fuck shout out Steve, man. There really is only one Steve.
That's what I'm saying.
Even though that same only one Steve didn't do shit during civil rights movement and shit, but whatever, we're gonna talk about that in the next episode.
So I want to throw out one hot take with that because people say that shit a lot and it'd be mad funny. But also, you could say the same for Wakanda. That could literally conquer the world.
But that's literally why Black Panther, the first movie, happened.
But they literally did nothing for years.
That's literally the plot of the first Black Panther movie.
They literally just watched everything happen.
I need Captain America.
We're gonna keep our super flying cars.
I need Captain America 5 be my boy, the new Falcon, and Sam to go back in time and see Steve ignore niggas getting hosed down, nigga, like on some, and like see him just walk away, like covering his face, like, oh shit, this don't have nothing to do with me. Why you walking with Peggy and them be like, this motherfucker? They would never do that, but that's a great scene. We gotta write that sketch. For us. Them niggas are standing on the side with their hand on their hips like, this motherfucker.
He's doing this. He's doing the Marge Simpson like. Oh
the Marge Simpson like, oh my god, racism. Oh my god, that's hilarious.
But yeah. So we gave it a. I gave it a 6 out of 10. You gave.
We just rounded up to 6 for
I give it a 6 out of 10. Yeah, it was good.
Give it the 6. Give it the 6 thunderclaps.
Yeah, word. So we're gonna give it a 6 only because I wanted to give it the 7, but they didn't do enough with Carly.
Or three thunders out of 5.
Word.
3 worthies out of 5.
Yeah, 3 worthies out of 5. So all right. Do you have any worthies before we completely knock this out?
My final worthy will be Twitch. Shouts out Twitch.tv.
Shout Twitch.
Guys, all get a Twitch account. Get your money.
Word.
That shit's amazing.
Eat.
I love it.
Check my son the Colton Show on Twitch.
The Colton Show. And
you
also
can check me.
Check Dennis out too.
I don't be on there all the time, but you know I be there sometimes.
Is it Old Dirty Dennis?
Yeah.
Everything.
Know what I mean? My worthy, playing Days Gone. That's my shit.
Yeah.
I fuck with zombies.
I do it sometimes.
Yeah. I do it sometimes on Twitch, you know what I mean? I'll be bucking at them zombies. When I run out, we just gotta use the axe.
This nigga actually be saving bullets.
I be thinking I'm in the zombie apocalypse for real. Target, shout out Target. This is not an ad. We got a Target in the hood
3 times.
Nigga,
already,
what did I tell you,
to that
son?
Bitch.
Yo, when I told
that shit is right there.
When
Jamal,
I told you
the Target,
I don't know.
Yeah, that shit's right there.
Yo, I told this dude like, yo, we getting a Target, and I just be walking to Target for no reason.
I got the Deadpool zombie Funko. I'm gonna show you in the crib, nigga.
Yo, shout out to Target for pulling up in the hood,
Target, man.
And we're not gonna do this. This episode is coming.
I
just want to let y'all know my final worthy is Invincible.
Boy.
That's it. Just know we gonna have an Invincible episode coming. That's
this
all
week. We might just do a brutal action animation like episode where we could do like Invincible. We could do Jujutsu Kaisen. We could do like a bunch of shit that ended or a bunch of shit that we're watching. Did you watch the Demon Slayer movie? We gotta talk about that.
Nigga.
Damn, nigga, we gotta talk about MASH. We gotta talk about we gotta talk about MASH. All right,
mad content.
Next
mad
episode
content
is coming soon. We're gonna do that this week.
Facts. So as always, this has been another issue of the Mighty Metahumans, providing you with that high quality nerd commentary. Please subscribe, tell a friend, leave a review, follow us on the Mighty Metas on Twitter and Instagram. Use the hashtag Mighty Metas. Check out the YouTube and Twitch, like we just mentioned earlier. There's going to be a link in the description.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Check out the Discord. Come talk with us. If you don't agree with like our rating of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, tell us what you think is worth.
We want to hear it, but we don't care. We care though.
We care though.
But we're not gonna change our opinion.
That's a fact. You can find me on every social media site as Old Dirty Dennis. You can find my man Colton
as the Night Deviant on Twitter, or you can find me as the Colton Show on every other social media with Instagram, Twitch,
all that shit.
And the coltonshow.com, that's a website. Go check that out. Also check out my man Dennis Cards. That's my other worthy. Dennis Cards went viral, nigga. They put it on BuzzFeed, and guess what happened?
And it's on Shade Room and shit, nigga.
Famillion orders, nigga. If y'all don't know how much Famillion orders is, do the math.
Nigga, I got more orders than my son old fucking Dark Side Worlds, nigga.
God damn, nigga. The nigga eyes open when the nigga Desaad came up and was like, Dennis, this is how many orders you have. And then it's just Dennis' face with the fucking, he got butt ass, like only on his head. Like, nigga took the whole mask off. Like, hold on, nigga, you gotta see my whole cut and everything, G.
Oh, shit.
Hilarious, though. Shout out to you, man.
So, thank you, bro. Take us home, man.
Here's my last one. Here's my last quote. Bitches don't motherfucking do nothing with these calls like I do, nigga. I do all these calls all day, nigga. I got the greatest calls in the world, nigga. If you need a call, nigga, you go to Hallmark, man. Fuck Hallmark, nigga. Niggas don't fuck with Hallmark, nigga. You want small black businesses? You want to get a fucking car? Any motherfucking nigga? You want to break up with your girl, nigga? You want to show love to your mama, nigga? You want to show love to your fam, nigga? You want to motherfucking show graduation? Like you, nigga, you just want to send a card that's shaped like a Tim to a nigga? Hit up Dennis, nigga. Old dirty Dennis. Check him out. He got the shits. Colton.
We out, nigga. Oh, shit.